I'm gonna be the first to admit that this entire process is pretty damn arduous. Like, there isn't much room for instant gratification that you're used to, so thank you. And thank you for sticking through it. I mean, we're about to round another bend here soon, but I have to lay out some of the concepts before I can show you how it all fits together. So let's recap. You have permanent notes that are ready to be crystallized and added to the Zettelkasten, yeah? All of the work done in processing of the fleeting and literature notes has prepared you to open up the Zettelkasten in order to write in response to an already existing note. And you also learned that if there is no conversation that this fits snugly underneath, that you have the ability to just create a new thread. All of this is reinforcing the amount of flexibility that this practical way of note taking is capable of. So here's a question for you. What is the point of a Zettelkasten? Like, really? Why are we doing all this work? I mean, even in a physical slipbox, it's a ton of work. But for what end? I want to read a line from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Verily, truth is sight. Therefore, if two people should come disputing, saying, I have seen, I have heard, we should trust the one who says, I have seen. And what have you seen? By doing this work, you may have seen your thoughts come to life. Knowing that it's these unconscious moments that have revealed to you in the blocks and blocks of thoughts that you've written. But that does no good when that experience is left to rot on the vine. When it dies in the graveyard of folders, siloed and hidden in plain sight. Sight. What I actually want for you, more than anything else, is I want you to forget what you wrote. I want you to lose track of those moments, those experiences that you captured, processed, and learned from and discovered. Yeah, because how else can I prove to you that when you do stumble upon the notes long after you've forgotten them, that you can easily see and remember everything in context? That's the point. Moments of insight when you connect something new to something forgotten. It's flashes of creativity, the power of having your knowledge finally accessible, free from the traditional folder hierarchies. You've got no idea why I'm so passionate about this yet. But you will. And the weight lifted from your shoulders of always having to remember will allow for more burden to be carried. So how are you supposed to remember these permanent notes, these experiences laden with so much critical thought and time spent on them, these little nuggets of investment made from the most valuable thing on earth, time? How are you supposed to remember them? How are you supposed to find them again? How are you supposed to stumble upon them, and in what sort of context?
Why? Why are you doing it like that?
I'm so glad you asked.
Well, I'm glad you asked. The index in a Zettelkasten is often referred to as an entry point by Sonke. It's like a door that leads into a room with more doors. It's a way to traverse your permanent notes, to go down the hallways of your thoughts. So imagine you have this box of cards and you want to know where to find a relevant note. You pick up the index note and you find the alphanumeric number of the notes that may lead you towards insight. Wow. And 50, 60 years ago, that was monumental. But I don't like that analogy. I don't like being boxed into rooms with doors and hallways. I'd like to maximize the technology we have available to us today. So what if we thought about it like this instead? Considering that we are always moving forward in time, we can't really stop. So what if we thought of the index notes as headlights on a car? And let's say we're on a dark country road with winding turns through the canyons of our mind. The index would be illuminating the path ahead, yeah? Showing us what notes are around the bend that we can't see. It's like pulling out one card to see what several cards are behind that, still inside of the physical slip box. And if we had points to show us landmarks, like specific notes that would open up different threads of conversation, then we could easily track and see where we are in our thoughts. Brilliant. But that's 1950s and 60s technology. Today, I can text on my phone while driving with my knees. But hold on, let's explore this. Let's imagine that we're on that same dark country road, winding through the canyons of our mind. The headlights are still illuminating the road ahead, yeah, but now, maximizing the technology available to us, we have a screen on our dashboard that not only shows you the corner ahead, it also shows you every blind corner until you find what you need. It's GPS. It's triangulation of our location within the Zettelkasten at all times. The index has been unshackled. And I can't show you exactly how yet. I have to explain relevant notes and clusters first. But let me end with this. If Luhmann knew that he needed a way to see the notes that are still inside of the physical slip box with his application of index notes. And we can see it because of the nested structure, what every note is. How can we change the granularity of what the index does from the branch that we can already see to the block? I'll see you in the guided writing exercise. That was for you, Stefan.